Hi everybody, this is Sing It with Jane. Hello, my name is Jane, and today I'll be helping you to sing a very difficult Nightwish song called Ghost Love Score. Okay, so this is a very difficult song to sing. So today I'm going to give you some proper tools how you can try to manage your way through this song, because it's a very difficult song to sing, and especially the version that Jansen sings is really technically sophisticated, right? So let's dive right into it. So there are many singing techniques out there that you could use to address whatever Floor is doing technically. But to make sure that I'm explaining the technique to you as precise as possible, today we'll be looking through the lens of complete vocal technique. So then let's talk about the pathway that her voice goes through whenever she's singing. In complete vocal technique, you have a term called reduced density. Reduced density you can actually apply to any technique you're singing in. So, for example, when you're either singing in the head voice, what they call neutral, or full density neutral, you would have to open your mouth in this direction and you could sing like la 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 la. This is a full or fuller density version of the head voice, or just a full head voice, right? But when I would try to reduce that sound, like make it literally thinner, it would be something like la 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 la. The sensation that I can describe here is that you literally hold back the sound a bit, where when I sing it full, it's a la 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 la. It's projected like forward. But when I would imagine projecting the sound backwards a bit, it would be like la 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 la, or even thinner, la 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 la. Then I'm actually making more space in the back here instead of putting the sound in front of the mouth and projecting it forward. La 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 la. Okay? So these are both versions of the head voice, where the first one is called fuller density neutral and the second one is reduced density neutral. So this is an important aspect of the technique that I need to explain to you before we can move forward into the song, right? So during this song, Floor sings most parts of it in a version of the head voice. So in different versions of neutral, where she can either make the sound fuller, projecting it forward, or reduced, holding the sound back more. And she also varies to what extent she makes a classical sound or a more modern sound. So whether it's like this or whether it's like this, okay? So whether the sound color of it is darker or lighter. I will explain to you in a bit how you can do that. So as I said, most parts of the song are sung in a version of neutral, in a version of the head voice, but sometimes she takes trips through other techniques as well. And these other techniques are always in reduced density. So sometimes she transitions from the head voice, going to a more frowning face, a bit more complaining sound, leaving neutral and going into what they call curbing in complete vocal technique. So this is also a technique with the reduced density. And then at the end of the song, where she sings the higher notes, she goes through what they call reduced density overdrive or edge, depending on what vowel she is singing. I will all address this later in the song, okay? This is all really difficult stuff, but I'm going to try to make it clear for you, okay? So another thing I need to address here is whenever you're singing in a style like this, where you can also go to a more classical sound, it's quite important that you can hold notes for a really long time. This means that you need to be extra conscious about how you use your muscle work or your support, next to the fact that you also need to breathe in the proper way, and then use the support on top of that. So as you hear, this is all very complex stuff. So I'm not going to promise you that you will nail this at the end of this song, but I'm really going to try to make it as easy and as fun for you as possible. Okay, so let's start listening to the song. We'll listen to the first part she sings first. So in the first verse, she sings almost always in neutral, okay? So it's like, we used to swim the same moonlight waters. Okay, so the breath control during the entire song is really important. So in the basis, what this means is whenever you breathe in, preferably towards your belly. You can try to practice that, how to breathe in here and then direct the breath towards your belly instead of your lungs coming up like this. Because whenever you're breathing in, the most efficient way to not lose your breath immediately is to use the muscle work around the abdomen, right? So then it's easier to breathe in towards the abdomen instead of to the chest. This can be a bit of one of these ones, like, oh my God, how to do this motorically. But if you practice this a couple of times a day, I promise you will eventually start breathing towards your belly without having to think about it. So let's try that first only on the melody. So we sing la la la. So we sing la 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 la. Okay, so breathe out first. I prefer to breathe in through the nose because it already gives me some support already, without making any extra effort. So breathe out, breathe in through the nose towards your belly, and then hold it there. So make sure you don't just breathe out. So use the muscles here at your sides to keep from breathing out. So you can use your support for a longer period of time. Okay, breathe out again. Breathe in through your nose towards the belly, and then hold it here at the sides. Okay, you can feel that? So after you've done that, we're going to sing la 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 la. So this is a very light sound, okay? So Floor chooses to not use a very classical sound here. The way to do that is to keep your tongue flat in your mouth instead of compressing it whenever you're going to classical. Then it would be like la 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 la. It's more light than that. It's more modern than that. So she just keeps the tongue flat and sings like, we used to swim. It's almost like a girl with two ponytails singing la 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 la. So keeping it very light with a high positioned larynx, not low, because that would make it more dark. The larynx is more up. La 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 la. If you find it hard to find this higher larynx position, I always like to refer to a really small dog, like doing like this. Whenever you do like this, and then start to sing, listen to my voice already. Because the larynx position is really high, my voice immediately sounds very light, okay? We used to swim the same moonlight waters. I didn't say it was going to be easy, but I hope it does help you on your journey to sing this song, right? Okay, so again, breathe in through the nose to the belly, hold the breath, and keep the sound very light. Okay, we're going to try to sing this together now. We used to swim the same moonlight waters. Go on. Oceans away from the wakeful day. Okay, so oceans away, the third sentence, is still in this head voice, but then she starts to frown, complain a bit more, and lets her voice transition into curbing, where she sings from the wakeful day. So also with everything she sings, because it's reduced density, you really need to open your mouth a lot from the front, okay? From the wakeful day. You really need to open your mouth there, because in order to properly develop the sound, it needs space. So again, this counts for the entire song. So let's go on to the first chorus where she sings, my fall will be for you, where at the end she goes towards a more classical sound. Let's listen to that. Okay? Okay, so when she sings, my fool, she starts frowning, right? So that gives away that it's more curbing, more complaining. My fool. You can also feel that in your support. It's like, I'm having a tummy ache. It literally feels like that. My fool. So when she sings fall, she goes more into a classical sound. Fool. That means a lower larynx and more a compressed tongue. Okay, so if this is my tongue, it pulls a bit up in the middle and backwards. You try to do that. And you always need a lot of support. So she does curbing. My fool, more classical. More flat tongue for the wheel. Look at this. Wheel. It's actually less classical because more classical would sound like wheel. But she does that later and now she sings wheel. Girl with ponytails. Wheel. And it's like she sings the word wheel. 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 Smile very broadly. Make it really flat here. And sing wheel. Wheel. And a very high larynx. Wheel. So when she transitions from whale to be, it already becomes a little bit more classical. Will be for you. And then she makes it even more classical. Alright, a lot is happening in a short period of time, okay? I know, bear with me. So then she goes into the second verse, Sand of the Sea, and then it becomes more thin again. Let's listen to that. Okay, so when she enters the second verse, Sand of the Sea, she uses a bit of air in her neutral or in her head voice, so it becomes even more gentle and soft. So she sings Santa, light sound color, flat tongue, higher larynx, so light sound color. So head voice with air on it. Santa of the Sea. So listen to that. Brings me. So it's more airy, right? So to be more specific, the first sentence is a bit airy. Sand of the sea, before waking afterwards. That's a bit more far, a bit more reduced, a bit more projected to the back, and also a little bit less airy. Before waking afterwards. And then the third sentence brings me to thee. I don't know if they sing tears or to thee. So I actually hear her sing brings me to tears. Brings me to tears. And then she goes in the direction of the curbing again. Listen. So from the word blue onwards. So head voice. Into the blue memory. That's more in the direction of curbing. And then she holds on to that for my fall. Listen. So let's sing through that again one more time together. And I'll give directions on whether you need to do something. Okay? So we pick that up at my fall, so the chorus. Okay, let's stop for a moment there, and then when we go on, put on some air on your voice. Okay, let's go on. Sands of the sea, before waking afterwards, brings me to tears into the blue memory. Would you dance with me? Really hard stuff. Okay, I hope you survived that. Now she goes on to a siren from the deep. It's a bit lower and it's more like a relaxed head voice, okay? But only for a little while. So we're going to sing through this together and it's going to build up from relaxed, a siren from the deep, where the support is not that important for a moment. But then she sings, still I write my songs. Then you already need to be present with your breath control. So with the way you breathe in and keep your support with you. And then she goes a bit towards curbing. And after that, she relaxes again and builds this up again. Okay, so let's sing through that together. We pick it up at a siren from the deep. A siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, my longing. There we go. Still I write my songs about that dream of mine, worth everything I may ever be. Again, that siren carried him to me. First of them, true love, sitting on the shoulder of an angel without care for love and loss. Okay, you can rewind back anytime listening to the explanation or either trying it out again yourself. And then let's move on to the next part. So the next part we're going to listen to, the voice has more punch to it. So this means that her voice transitions from the head voice into the chest voice, or from neutral to reduced density overdrive. So you hear more bring me home instead of bring me home, instead of the softness of the head voice where you would sing bring me home in a full head voice. It's bring me home. It's a bit louder and it has a bit more punch. In complete vocal technique they call this, it has more metal. It's literally the difference between la and la. It's a hard thing to explain, but it's something you can hear with the ear. So more punch, right? So compared to that fuller head voice she used before, she now amps up the volume a bit more, so it gets a bit of a shouty, a bit of a hey character, a bit of a shouty character, right? Instead of the softness of the head voice. So she sings, bring me home or leave me be, my love in the dark, reduced density, dark heart of the night. Okay, let's listen to that. Bring me home or leave me be, my love in the dark heart of the night. I have lost the path before me, the one behind will lead me. You cannot sing this without opening the mouth as far as you can. So this is a difficult part, right? So I'm going to remove the lyrics now and sing only the sound of it for you. So I'm going to do this very slow so you can really hear what I'm doing. So depending on what the original word is, I also need to change the vowel that's underneath there. This is very difficult advanced stuff, but this also determines whether it's reduced density overdrive or edge. I will be going deeper into these techniques also in a different video, because for now this would make the video way too long, right? Okay, but I'm gonna try. Hang on. Bear with me again. So, E, like a double E. E-oh, from home. You pull that one back. So the bring is projected to the front, and then home projects back. So, bring me home. So, E-oh, E. Bring me home or leave me be. Okay, this is not very loud, but it does have a lot of breath control. You really breathe in and make sure you're ready to sing it. It will not work if you just start singing it without preparing your breath first. So it's not like, bring me home or leave. I cannot sing it without preparation. So I breathe in through the nose to the belly. I hold that, and then I'm ready to sing. Okay, and then I can sing that. So I breathe out. Breathe in, and then E-O-E, bring me home or leave me be, and then I let go of the support. Okay, there's an order for when to do what, right? So breathing out, breathing in, making sure the support is ready, singing it, and then letting it all go and breathing out. Okay. Love, eh. So the word is love, but she sings, hey, love. You hear that? That's the same. So it's not my love. It's not like that. The actual vowel of love would bring you to your head voice, but that's not what we want. We want to stay in the reduced density edge. It becomes a from love. Okay, pretty weird, right? My love in the dark heart of the night. So you keep it back a bit. My love in the dark heart of the night. Heart. It's like I'm having a hot potato. Heart of the night. It feels a bit like that. Like heart in my mouth. It's a bit like that. Heart of the night. Okay? The I have lost the path before me. She actually projects the sound on I have lost, because you don't want I have lost. You don't want it to go to the head voice. It's like I have lost. If I would exaggerate it, it would become very nasal, as if you're trying to direct the sound through your nose. I have lost. I have lost. I have lost. And then throwing it back. I have lost the path before me. So the sound is not really throaty. It's not like I have lost. It's like I have lost. Like sending the sound in the direction of the nose and back. I have lost. or in the direction of your soft palate and back. The rest of the sentence is actually a fuller head voice. The path before me. It's not like the path before me. That would be overdrive or chest voice. But she sings the path before me. It's quite gentle, although it's a fuller head voice. So there's no punch on it. The path before me. Instead of the path before me. So when she sings the one, that's also this head voice. So she continues in that head voice. The one behind. And then she pulls it backwards into the reduced density. Into hey, but then hind. The one behind will lead me. It's insane, right? What you can do with the voice. So after that, she goes up in pitch and up in intensity and volume. So this means she has to leave the head voice because it's too loud for the head voice. So this means that almost all of this next part will be in reduced density edge. You need more more twang, more piercing sound to be able to sing this relaxed in the high part of the voice, right? So let's listen to that. So do you see how she's opening her mouth even more? And she also does like this, right? This is like sign language for, okay, I need more support here. So let's use more support here. Okay, so it's like bring me home or leave me be. Bring! That's kind of projected to the front and then home to the back again. Bring me home or leave me be. Keeping the larynx quite high so you can keep the twang easily. Bring me home or leave me be. My love in the dark heart of the night. So she even puts more effort in the accents of the song. My love in the dark heart of the night. So that's actually when she uses more punch in her voice. My love in the dark heart of the night. Okay, this means more support and you need to be very specific with your technique. Okay, then she goes on. So she does take a little bit of a break because this is a lot. When she has to go on with this punch, I have lost. And then she relaxes a bit by going to neutral again, to the head voice. I have lost the path before me. And then she can pick it up again after that little break. You hear that? The one behind will lead me. So on the will lead me, you have to go a bit through curbing. You have to complain a bit or else you will lose the setting. The one behind will lead me. Then the voice would fall into something that's too soft. Will lead me. She sings, will lead me. More complaint, okay? With more of a tummy ache. All right, so then we go to the next part. I'm sweating. So now she's going to purposely change her sound into something more choral, more classical. So what do we remember about that? Lower larynx, more space in the back, going from a flat tongue to a compressed tongue. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, let's listen to this. This is really cool, right? She uses distortion on some parts of this part of the song. So let's go through this together, right? So I'll take it a bit slower. She changes from this setting to this setting, so compressing the tongue, a bit lower larynx, and then she says, take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home. So there's also more vibrato allowed on this because she's like, la la, la la, la la, la la la. And the ending is a bit with a sigh. Bring me home, home. A bit airy, right? Okay. So take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home. Okay. Moving on. So now she's going to use distortion. Take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home. Take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home. Forgive the adoring face. So unfortunately, the video is going to be too long if I'm going to tell you how to exactly do distortion. So I'll put a link into this video directing you to a video where I do go into details more about distortion. Okay? So for now, what's important to know is that she uses more of a talkative tone, a more speaking-like quality in the technique of reduced density edge. So it's like on an eh sound, but then letting the sound drop backwards. It's like wah, wah, wah. So it's like wah. You can use the eh vowel, eh, with a lot of twang, a high larynx and a lot of twang, and then shouting that out, but then projecting it backwards. And then you can practice that on wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. You try that? Okay, so this is the technique she puts the vocals on. So we had that classical part. Take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home. That's the only thing she does in a more classical sound. And then she does the okay, so let's take the lyrics out first and sing that on. Okay, later we'll add the lyrics on top of that again. Compressed tongue. Take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home. Okay. So let's do that one more time, but with the lyrics on it. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. Compressed tongue. Take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home. Hey. Take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home. Every way, every day I keep on watching the sneak relief. The old sin of anonymity of you and me, forgive the adoring beast. Alright. Now she's going to sing the It's very classical, so you have the compressed tongue, the lower larynx, and you use a more classical sound on this one. Okay, and now we're heading to the end, right? So she starts this off, she has a little break. What I mean with this is she doesn't have to use too much effort here, too much breath support or anything. She can just sing, relieve me into the head voice, into childhood, okay? And then show me. Then she uses a bit more curbing. Then she goes, like the advent of May, I'll be there when you say. And then you need more curbing setting again, more complaining again. Let's go through that. right, that's the impossible note, right? So I gave you some directions on how to do that. Hopefully that helps you a bit to guide through that. These directions I give, I already used earlier in the videos, so I hope you can make sense out of that. So let's sing through that part together where it's more easy, and then I stop at the heavier part. And you have to transfer between like a fuller head voice to sometimes a bit more curbing, a little bit more complaining, a little bit more tummy ache. And sometimes a little bit of a compressed tongue because the sound becomes more classical. Okay, let's go. Redeem me into childhood, show me myself without the shell, like the infant of May. I'll be there when you say time to never hold on, my fall. Relax. We'll be and support for you. My more classical. We'll be opening up to reduced density for you. At first. That's more classical. Okay. So from the for you, it's more reduced density and it has more punch to it. So it's oh. So the vowels you need here is, and you need to frown and have a tummy ache. It's oh, oh. You see what I'm doing here? Going to even more complaining on the you. Also to keep the support, right? For you. Okay. And then we go into a classical head voice. Classical head voice. Back support. Okay. And now you see how she's preparing for the last note, right? She's like, I'm going for bum. I'm going for a punch, right? My fall. It really needs a punch, right? So if I would take out the lyrics, it would be ah. It would be wah. So an ah. So this gives away that it's reduced density h, where there's a lot of twang and like an ah vowel to it. It's not like my fall. It's my fall. That's what makes it reduced density, because the sound falls backwards. But it does have a bit more punch. My fall. Ah. A lot of twang and a lot of support. Take care. It does have punch, but it's not the loudest one could sing. It's like wah. It's not like hey. It's wah, wah. Okay. I hope you can hear that through the microphone. So we have my fall. Okay. So then she does will. It's not will. It's not will. It's will be far. Will be far. And because it's really different from will be for, like in the front, you really have to be really specific about the technique. It's like we. Preferably you practice this on a way instead of a wah to get even more twang on it. We. Drop the. I know it does sound heavy, but project the sound backwards with a lot of twang. We. Okay. We'll be far. And then look at my face. Fire. Okay. So this is like crazy difficult. I've practiced on this for months. And I also had to analyze this song a lot of times to really get to the nitty gritty of what is happening in Floor's voice. But that's actually what's going on. So I can imagine if you have like a lot of questions about this, I'm going to try to answer them as clearly as possible, because I do know that these lessons usually last like 30 minutes. I think I'm already over like 45 minutes. And I still had to leave stuff out. So I can really imagine if you have a lot of questions, that's really okay. For now, I just had a lot of fun making this video for you. This is one of my favorite songs in the world. So if I even helped you like to sing this 10% better, I'm like really happy with that. Okay, so this was Sing It with Jane, and I hope you learned a lot from this video, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Ciao, ciao.